And now for something completely different. A free enterprise race based around Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Tonight we have 4 intrepid heroes, Tybalt, Alakazam Trainer, Warlink, and Noob Tree, all hunting down the Grail. I am Andrew Dave, and joining me here is Guerin, my co-commentator, around putting on this show, and Step Lively pushing the buttons. How are you doing tonight, Guerin?
Now that I can actually talk, it's going great. The audience might disagree, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it happens to all of us.
Indeed it does. So anyways, this is kind of an interesting flag set. It's got a lot of boss defeat items in it, whereas you don't usually see a lot of those. And we're also trying to find our bard.
Yeah, we are. We gotta find out where Brapes the Robin ran off to.
Giant. I'm going to say the giant.
Of course. And aside from that, we have the officer, which I assume is the cops at the end of the movie. Dark Knight Cecil, which fairly opposite would be the Black Knight. Goldbaz, which I assume is a reference to the French people who are telling you that your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
And that means Wyvern has to be the bunny rabbit, right?
Yep, the killer rabbit, of course. We have some castles here, which are, of course, only models.
And we're off. So let's see. Cecil and Sid are going to team up tonight. And a Blue Robe's going to give him the Magma Key. Well, underground access right away.
They're going to the caves, and we hope they don't run into the monster of We don't have an animator on staff to deal with it.
Yeah, the budget's a little bit thin these days. But anyways, so looking at the flag sets, like we've got Wildish loot on with up next tier 7, we also have junk on. So any chest could be something really great, or it could be something really kind of lousy.
Right, so hopefully our runners have been exercising their R pushing buttons.
Hopefully the pirate day was a couple days ago.
Yeah. Then people should be nice and prepared.
You Are Not Prepared is a different game altogether, so we'll ignore that. 3 of our races are going to run underground, and Alakazam is going to check out the Gamesian Treasury.
It's good to get a little bit of loot before you start up. We want to be nice prepared for the quest.
Iron, cloth, okay, we're getting some of that junk in here. Ruby ring.
Ruby ring is not junk.
Most of the rest of this treasury was, I have to say, so hopefully the other treasures will be a little bit better. Tybalt finds a sparkle in the dwarf castle, so there's a reset out of that.
That could be interesting. That could be our killer bunny.
Could be, but Tybalt decides that discretion is not part of valor, is going to check the shop instead, find some illusions. We'll sell off the rune rings that we give as part of the dwarf kit. An hourglass in the Tamra treasury, and construction laborer is our job dwarf today.
Noob Tree being a runner of the people, checking out the job dwarf.
We're seeing that D-Mist, it looks like, is in the waterfall based on where that is.
That is waterfall. That's going to take a minute to get through. That spot is speedy.
Speedy has a fair bit of HP for the early part of the game, and EKC is not a whole lot of damage, and he's in the back row anyways. There's some big bombs in there that might get some damage going.
Not as much as you'd think. This bot has appreciable magic defense.
Harp is our Feymarch freebie.
I think our restreamer would like to us to ignore that thing.
Feymarch freebie does not exist in the sea tonight. Moving on. So Noob Tree's going to loot out the Feymarch and is finding a few little goodies.
Warlink hit something good there. That's an Ogre Axe. That's a great weapon for Sid. That's pretty much enough for Sid to clear the overworld.
And some of the trap chests that have our ogres in them.
That's a sparkle. We gotta see what it is. Show us Explode Wyvern here. That's a noodle.
Oh.
Jerkbird.
Yes, noodles are not exactly all that fun, especially when they are Canadian noodles that have gotten lost from their lake.
It wasn't the Canadian noodle, it was the Paleth of Dims, which is still sort of noodle-shaped.
Oh, sorry. It's as you are listening to the commentary but not watching the stream in question.
My apologies.
No, that's totally fine. I should have been looking. Warlink's gonna set up, it looks like Sheila 1. And maybe you might check some of these chests on the way down, or maybe not.
Now, we don't have vanilla traps. There's 7 in here. I wouldn't want to accidentally trip over a trap in here at 1 HP.
True, but, you know, occasionally if I save outside the first 2 chests, occasionally there's something really great in them.
And maybe you get lucky and you find Toad Lady, and all she does is turns you into a toad.
Well, with this early party, you might not ever get out from being a toad, because it take a while to damage all that stuff.
So you're saying you wouldn't get better?
I'm saying there's not going to be a princess coming to kiss me at that point. Alakazam is still trying to get through this D-Mist. It's not really a dangerous fight, it's just taking a long time. Warlink is going to go and set up Fabool. Picked up an Elven Bow somewhere, so that'd be helpful for one of the bow users later on.
And
but
good for all your mage-slaying needs.
We'll use the Ogre Axe, as was mentioned earlier. It's a great thing for the overworld. Has a strength ring.
Yeah, 80 power, good accuracy.
And DKC is going to take a back seat. Not all that useful until he gets to be a paladin here, so, you know. Alakazam is going to show us who's on Mount Hobbs tonight. It is another Sid facing a Val.
Alakazam's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think save beforehand because he's walking this out, but yeah, that would be a pretty quick reset from my end too. It's like, 1 Sid's enough. There is a Mom Bomb in Fabool. That's a little bit rude.
Yeah, because you're not shooting through the extra 9k here.
I mean, luckily it will blow up before you have to go through all that, but it means it is going to blow up, and you know, it'll be fine. He's not going to get killed by 6 bombs.
And as long as you have any sort of good AoE J item, you can just sweep them.
Trying to fight bombs with big bombs.
Well, yeah. Have you ever heard the phrase fighting fire with fire?
I have, but the fire department wasn't very happy with me last time I tried that.
They didn't use enough fire.
Oh, true. If I had burned down all the evidence, it would have been much better.
Now you're thinking.
Speaking of thinking, the King of Fabool is giving the Baron key, so apparently it's a thing among royals to steal each other's keys.
I don't know. I don't think I want to go to Baron Castle. It's a silly place.
And there's the pan from setting up Sheila 1, so we have to double dip Fabul today, so if anybody's fading Sheila looking for the pan first, it's going to be a bad time if this holds anything critical.
Oh, so in the Antlion Cave, Alakazam seems to have found a gauntlet. Appears to be vanilla. Yeah, this is vanilla gauntlet today.
Yep, so it's a bit of a time waste, so hopefully this turns into something. Otherwise, it's going to be a loss of about 2-3 minutes or so.
Well, fortunately, we have that stack of Thor Rages in the starting kit.
Noob Tree sees it and says, nope.
Warlink also says, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, one Sid is kind of enough usually in most seeds. Although if he has a power shirt, an arty bow, and a good set of arrows, pretty darn good on the overworld.
Yeah, we'll leave that Sid to deal with the peril of Valvalis.
Yeah, Warlink has found the D-Mist. And we'll also take it. Alright, slightly more power. Oh, no, resetting out now. The Noob Tree is going to take on the Big Bomb. As Warlink heads over to Mount Ordeals to get the Cecil being useful.
Well, you need to go here to talk to the light to get your quest for the crystal.
I'm pretty sure the light can find us any which way we are. I mean, and nothing from Antlion Cave. That's the Lunar Staff. Womp womp.
It's a very Python-esque reward, though. You do all the fighting, and your reward is the stick you found on the ground. I approve.
In this game, I mean, a couple of Bacchus wine is probably the Holy Grail or the equivalent thereof, right?
I can see that.
Obrena is the first boss on Mount Ordeals, so that's not going to be too bad. Again, useful for AoE items, and yes, that's going to get the dark out if you miss it a little bit.
That Big Bomb is more than enough to sweep them.
Yep.
And
the Soma drop.
Odin.
Ooh.
Our runners do not want to see the Xantitsuken around the world.
No, they don't. This would be a great place for a Zeus Rage. I don't think we have any, though.
No, but I wouldn't want that Cecil chucking Thor Rages. They're good. They do more damage. They should do more damage than swinging.
They should.
Yeah, this spot does have some magic defense, but it's also a quad weakness, so it's, 64 base power gets through.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has got about 3,500 HP or so. So I mean,
3,000 exactly.
3,000. So yeah, that's a reset because you probably want to be a slightly slower speed, and Warlink's actually gonna back up a save and go back to this later. So it looks like we're gonna be trying out that Baron key that he picked up.
Warlink reminding us that Todd still smells. Very important reminder.
It is, and we see more AoE monsters here on the overworld, the DMs. Feels like a bit of a waste of a Big Bomb, but might as well use them while they can use them.
There is no such thing as overkill. There is our Canadian Noodle.
Yes, has moved down to the the inn here, and this is a fairly rude spot for it because punches fairly heavily, and it's going to take a while to get through this.
Let's see how Noob Tree handles this.
Run away would be a great way to go, right?
It would. I haven't heard anyone call out for the run away yet.
Also be a great place for some Bacchus fight if you found any yet.
We don't have a Holy Grail to drink it out of.
You can use the Cure 2 glass as a fake. Just pay it up a little bit.
I'd be wary about using fake Holy Grails. I've seen Indiana Jones. I know how that story ends.
A different franchise. Should be fine. This is not a multiverse, at least not as far as I'm aware. Alright, so Whirling gets through all that.
Just a Murasami for Whirling's effort.
I don't think Edge is in the seed, so I think that's just money in this case.
Really?
Hold on. I know there's a lot of characters missing from this thing. Let's see.
Edge is in. It's the children that are missing.
Okay, he's there. He's just restricted. Okay, I knew there was something about Edge in this seed.
Yeah, we are not taking children along in our search for the Grail.
Everything else is on the table, but just not the kids.
Because you know how kids are. They try to pet the bunny.
I thought it was the kids would be better than the adults in terms of their damage output, but that's a whole other discussion. Inventory boss rears its head. Whirling will cash in the pan that he got from doing Sheila 1. Chat says the kids should be locked in towers.
Again, I think that's a different franchise.
Yes, although the Tower of Wishes supposedly does have a closet somewhere, in which the Elder can just stuff them when they're misbehaving. A pigtail out of the hand check. The Sylph Cave.
So you're saying it's a closet for stuff missing kids. Let's be honest about it. It's Callum's bedroom.
It might be the trophy for a different franchise. How many franchises can we mention tonight on chat or in stream?
As long as that closet that we're stuffing kids to doesn't lead into a strange, fantastical world where time is all sort of wibbly-wobbly.
Well, if the closet is a wardrobe, then it's possible that one of our runners has already finished the seed. We just don't know it yet.
But the moment they come back to this world, time resets. So they haven't.
Yeah, wardrobes malfunction all the time.
Yeah, Alakazam tripped over a power shard somewhere. I don't know where.
Oh,
right on Ordeals on that third chest.
Yeah, Ordeals sometimes has some interesting stuff on T Wildish. Once I got an Artibo off of a chest here on Ordeals, which was really, really nice, considering that Sid was star of the show at that point. Even old man like Sid can actually get moving to give him an Artibo. And Noob Tree will see that the back attack spot is a little rude. Alakazam will probably find out about the same thing in just a moment here.
Fortunately for all of our runners, they're saving before it.
True.
Yeah, Noob Tree has decided to not play with this and just start dropping Thor Rages.
Yes, it has Bacchus Wine, though, so it might be good to drop one on this, just to maybe an extra action or two out of that. Heroes of Baron are just Thor Raging it up.
Yeah, Sid might have lit arrows on. That was a 900-point shot. And Noob Tree will be the first one to get a Paladin, it looks like.
Unless this is something really super rude. I can't think of too many things that we could see that would do that.
The thing that would be super rude in there are also objectives.
Yeah, Goldbaz would be a little bit nasty to see here. Or from the time loss and anything else. And yeah, there were lit arrows based on what Sid's got there.
Yeah, the damage and the yellow coloration gave it away. Alakazam's decided not to finish Ordeals. Bounce off the Odin. Noob Tree will be heading into the changing room.
Yep, and since it is a hero seat, Cecil will do it alone.
And if I'm coming in here, I think Cecil's hearing a message from the light. Cecil! Cecil! Knight of the Baron! Oh, don't grovel! Cecil, this is the Holy Crystal! Look well, for it is your sacred task to seek this crystal. I'm not doing a full speech. It's like 2 minutes long.
That's fine. I was going to let you go as long as you were going to, but this is a little rude for Noob Tree. He's kind of run out of AoE items that'll be effective on most of these things, so I take a few Thor Rages to get rid of all these ghasts.
Yeah, first I was tempted, and then realized, no, that doesn't remember how. I looked at how long ago I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
See, and they said those English classes where you had to read out loud and try to dramatize things were going to be a waste of time.
I will have to fully admit having a script in front of me because I didn't remember it.
The internet remembers all those sorts of things, though.
That's a good idea on Noob Tree's part, putting up or using a Star Veil to bounce those lit ones. They'll start to add up.
Yeah, it wastes a turn. They're having to heal every few turns if you don't. So yeah, that starts out pretty well.
Hopefully Cecil gets a turn before this cast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the ghasts get very, very punchy if you take out their leader before you get rid of them all. Looks like Tybalt found an Earth Crystal, so he's going to check out this treasury.
It's a wireless treasury, so. Tech ring.
That's a useless Bahamut.
That, however,
yeah,
that's an Avenger.
Samurai arrows, Artemis arrows, okay.
This is a fantastic treasury.
Yes, I think we'll call this one 9 out of 10.
We got an Avenger, we got some Arty arrows, we got a bunch of cash in that Bahamut orb, Masa for edge.
The only thing we did not find here was a Holy Sword. And other than that, it's got pretty much everything. Yeah, the Demas check, okay.
It's back tier 7, so we couldn't find a Holy Sword.
You could have found an X-Scale, but I think it's tier 7.
Nope. Both the big Holy Swords and Adamant Armors are the only tier 8s.
I thought X-Scale was 7. Okay, that's... I have to remember that.
So that was almost as good as it could get. Yeah, they could have had a light sword, but I think we will happily take the Avenger, especially with Kane sitting in Baron Inn.
Yeah, Tibble is now going to do the pan turn in, and we'll get the stuff off of there. Ooptree is checking out Eblan Castle, looking for one of these holy swords.
Not a holy grail, but it's a very good substitute.
Well, some people put their swords down their throats. I mean, you could sort of consider that a grail, I guess, in a weird sort of way. Makes use of an hourglass here to stop the attacks, and now we'll be drunk, and when you're drunk with an axe, things happen.
I'd be more afraid. Sid is drunk with a bow.
Shiochu, I believe, is a Masamune or Murasame. It's one of the two.
It was not a key item. And we're finding all the edge stuff. We're just missing the edge.
Oh, it's actually Bahamut. Okay, I don't know where.
No, the Masa was from the treasury, and the Mura was somewhere. Oh, the Mura was I think the Mura was from Fabul.
No, the Baron key was from Fabul, but anyways.
Because we're
Baron Inn. Okay, someone remembered this thing correctly.
Yeah. I know we have access to both of Edge's pieces of steel.
Alright, looks like Warlink is going to try Ordeals again.
And come back with a little more firepower.
Yeah, Oko is a little bit rude here, but, you know.
Yeah, being able to just take half your HP away at the start can make this fight tricky.
Especially if Cecil goes down because he's a little bit weak. He's only got one turn against the Hill Poodle, and that doesn't help. Yes, Kane is definitely worth it. Didn't see what popped out of the first trap chest on Noob Tree's side.
It was just Artemis arrows.
Which we already found some of those, so okay.
Yeah, I mean, good if you haven't found your Earth Crystal yet, but not what you're coming here looking for.
That bluster missed. That's good.
Probably the bluster probably got aimed at someone with the crystal ring on. Unless we found a ribbon somewhere and someone's wearing that.
Now, I know there's a crystal ring that showed up, so it's probably that. Pulling off some life glitches. Twin dolls on stage left. And Alakazam is through that Ogo fight.
And Noob Tree showing us that if you want Cecil to keep covering while passing his turn, just use your weapon as an item.
Hey, if you don't want to make the fight go quick, just blow Sid up. Lots of damage.
Yes, the old Sid cannon. And there it is.
Okay, so Mode Online. Go backward glitch to Cecil, and let's see if you want. Oh, we'll take the rest of the chest. Looks like.
Nutries decided I want more.
There's no admin armor,
or
so
may have known that wasn't a trap and just wanted to open it for some cash.
And now it's probably make our Reaster feel really inflicted by going to show us music. And Alakazam will be the first one to give us a look at the Baron Castle. As Nutri is going down here into the basement, this is a randomizer community like to randomize a lot of things. Edward's Harp Song is one of the things we randomize, and there are several hundred different possibilities for what could be playing here. And we're going to get to listen to the DJ Spoony B play in just a moment.
I think our restreamer has other things to say about Eddie getting to play a song.
Well, he can say them in the back alley after the seat is over with.
Well, right now, I think we're hearing stop that! Stop that! You're not going to a song while I'm here.
All right, enjoy all. Alright, and that was a nice little rendition from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. On the, I think, the fourth and final crystal level there.
And we'll see if there's...
Well, if you want to gamble, you've got 4 boss checks up on the board. That it might be one of those, but a little bit better than a 10% shot.
It could also be that character hunt.
It could be.
And I think you have to, if you went through the Harp Gets package, you have to check it for Edward.
Graves Robin ran away and put himself into a mailer for FedEx. Oh, okay. We are seeing the guards up in Baron. Okay.
Yep, so this Baron Castle is very much required.
Which also means that this check... Oh, they have a foo.
Yeah, you're sitting through the package for this.
Yeah, as Divide is offending to be on foo sometimes in terms of whether to take him or not, in this seed, you're probably taking him.
It's less valuable on Nutri side just because you already have Nuke on a stick. You don't necessarily need the Nuke caster.
Yeah, I mean, Fu's kind of limited in his upside. He's great in the early game, but as the game moves on, he kind of gets a little bit less effective because of a stack growth.
That still provides access to some potentially very helpful white magic. Blink. Well, we have box fine, but blink, healing in a pinch. The white mage side, I think we're interested in here.
Yeah, because our only real choice of white mage is Rosa if she shows up, and she may be somewhere completely blocked. You never know. And so I put a legend sword in the trash can.
That's a triple acquired Baron Castle.
Somebody tell Asuka they put the wrong sword in the trash. Should have been the crystal sword.
Honestly, we're using the wrong sword anyway. King Arthur does not swing a crystal sword. King Arthur swings Excalibur.
Well, Cecil's no King Arthur. And in the package spot, we find that Vigan has gotten lost or decided just to do his own dirty work.
Take that first swing, immediately chop one of Vigan's arms off.
And Vigan is gone, and the party will go back to sleep now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to do the whole Black Knight thing with Vigan if the fight's over and that.
You can't talk at 4x speed? Alright, Warlick is through the Waterhag first fighting Baron.
It's more, I think, the humor goes away if the fight ends immediately after you start the routine.
Well, that's okay. We can do this maybe for some other boss. Make it try and fit somewhere.
We do see everyone getting their paladins online.
Yep, I think now Noob Tree is going to go and take out this Demas now. Just doing a little setup. Of course, in a seed like this, it's a big advantage to have a crystal sword. I think he's the only one's got it right now, doesn't he?
Nutree's the only one to have gone into Evelyn.
Some nights hitting Evelyn's the right place, some nights it really isn't.
And this Demon's fight is going to be much faster for Nutree than it was for the others, having Virus, having a crystal sword.
And down it goes. It was on screen so quickly, it might have almost been a cutscene. Or Demas got sacked. One of the two. And Nutri is getting a lot of very nice, convenient things going on here. Go back to check out Rydia's bomb, and we'll find that there is an Earth Crystal sitting here.
Yeah. And while Warlink finishing up Baron Castle, taking out the Officer Soldier, Alakazam is going to be through Ordeals after taking care of Mylon and friends.
Yep. Now, Tower of Zod is a bit of a longer check, but since there's two character choices up there and we haven't seen our Bard yet, it probably makes sense to try this now and see what you get.
And you're on a bunch of boss hunts. There's 2 bosses up there.
Yep, there's that too. Although I don't think he did Dwarf Castle, but if you do Dwarf, you can see who's usually at Zot 2 as a peak.
We'll other way around, buddy.
Oh?
Yeah, Zot shows Dwarf 2.
Well, Dwarf 2 would also show Zot 2. Hey, which one do you do first? Let's see. Anyway,
Tybalt also following the rule of do your objectives in the Baron.
it'd be interesting if Noob takes the trap chest up here in Zot, because it tends to have something good more often than not, it seems.
What are you looking for out of it, though?
I mean, maybe a white spear or something like that, or a defense sword for Kane. That could be about it.
You've got a crystal sword. You got an angry stick. Kane could just put on the angry stick and leave it there.
Yeah, and Noobtree's not going to waste the time. So, okay, there we go.
I agree with that play. You have a holy stick in hand. You have an angry stick. You have weapons for the edge already, if you find them. You have all the power you need to clear the. You have all the power you need.
Some people are loot goblins occasionally, but it's not always a good thing on a race.
And chat pointing out that Baron key is gating just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's always fun when you get the one objective turns into just so many things. And the first fight in Zod is going to be freebie. You might even just take this out faster using Fu and some nuke.
Warling about to start playing the Evelyn Lottery. We know the Evelyn Lottery pays off today.
And Noobtree is not going to wait for the queen to just go away, but is going to try to kill it. And alright, the queens go down anyways. Safety save. Always be saving.
Good advice a lot of times.
Alright, Noobtree with the first one to show us that our kidnapper tonight happens to be Rosa.
And we now know that Dwarf 2 is an Octomam.
Seems appropriate considering how grabby this boss is with the crystal.
Also makes the hand afterwards make more sense. The thing's got 8 of them.
And the kidnappee is Fu.
Yep, Fu rescuing Fu from the cherry. That sure.
And it makes good sense in Noobtree's naming scheme because now it's Harumph is literally what he just got. And there's a ruby here, which will not be long from this world. One shot.
It turns out most things are weak to nuke. So we've got a quadruple required Baron right now. K7 is on. Can we make a quintuple required Baron? All we would need is Save the Darkness here.
Meanwhile, the other crystal showed up in the.
So Noob Tree has finished the quest for the Holy Crystal, it seems. Or was that the Fate Crystal in the castle?
No, that was the
other crystal beacon.
Yeah, because we don't need it because we're not facing Z this time around. I'm pretty sure.
Of course, we don't fight. We don't use the Grail to fight. We don't use Crystal. We're gonna get arrested by the cops before we start up that fight.
Yeah, and the cops aren't fighting Z either. They don't get paid enough for that.
Oh. So would the cops in this case be the Torian Parking Authority? They finally had enough for shenanigans?
I'm actually going to say, considering the junk flag is on, it's going to be the Environmental Commission, because we're littering all over the place, just dropping stuff everywhere. Waterhag has also forgotten it's already past Chocolate Pirate Day, as he gets destroyed over here by Noob Tree. Darkness is what Goldbaz is holding. It could be required if either D-Knight or Wyvern is on the moon. Or Edward.
Well, I did just call a little bit ago for a potential quintuple if it has the darkness, so small amount of witchcraft, maybe?
Maybe. Or it could just be the randomizer's weak to have lots of required things behind one spot. I mean, I just saw a seed not long ago where it's like, all 8 objectives, one key item location. You missed it, you weren't getting anything. Cecil is going to go and do music now. We're going to have a reprise of a different Final Fantasy coming up, which really wasn't in Final Fantasy, but, you know.
In this flag say, if you're guys trying to sort of witchcraft, I would stay far away from Sir Galahad.
But we'll put Eddie next to Sir Galahad, that should be fine.
As long as he keeps a scale and a duck away from me, I'm good.
Alright, so Noob Tree has the Legend Sword now. And we'll go and fight this basement Goldbaz. Because Goldbaz is apparently the true king of Baron, even though he apparently spent most of this game trying to fight against himself.
What happens when you blow a will save?
We get a reprise of music is what happens there.
The best thing about Goldbaz down here is after he's done taunting you, he makes quick work of himself.
Yes, as long as you have time to get a Star Veil up, then this is pretty much a free fight. If you don't have the time because your agility is a bit off, then it can be a little bit rude.
In this case, having a crystal ring means you can just say no to the hold gas, and as long as you don't get hit by, as long as Shadow doesn't eat you, you have all the time in the world to get that Star Veil up.
Yep, in this case, Warlink took a little random fight outside Baron to actually set up where he knows which two characters are going to stay up, and Crystal Sword, Crystal Ring Cecil is not going to get eaten and will not get paralyzed, so can just get up the Star Veil.
Exactly.
This is fine.
Because Shadow will take you down, will either do 3 disrupts or take you down to 2 characters, whatever happens first. If you start at 2, you don't see Shadow doesn't do anything. Poor Dragon's going hungry today.
Well, you know, the adventure diet is kind of high in cholesterol.
And we see why getting that wall up is so important. Sid just ate a 3,000 point virus.
Yeah, some of these lit 3s can get over 5,000, I think, if the roll is high enough. So it's like, you're not really surviving these without them Star Veil up.
Yeah, you're not walking these spells off.
Oh, 6,000. There we go. Even higher.
And we're going to check out the other castle. So, no fading any of the castles today.
As long as the Dwarf Castle isn't a double, you can fade the Dwarf Castle, maybe. It just would make sense to do it, because it's, you know...
It's you see the sparkle there. You have to at least check the fight for Wyvern.
Yes, but our Bunny Dragon is not here.
Also, that front D-Lunar is about to have... I'll tell you what, you don't need to Bacchus. A single swing is more than you have to drop this D-Lunar.
Yeah, it's very weak to Crystal Swords, as it turns out. As Newtree is probably just discovering now. Okay, Warlink is going to raise the whale.
So it looks like Warlink's going to be the first one to show us what's going on the moon.
The party.
We've already found Bacchus, so we're not going to have the Bunny Brewery up there.
What about the Lunarian Blue Parrot?
What if we find the Lunarian Swallow there?
I'll leave that debate up to people who are better versed in the lore of swallows. Because I am certainly not a king, I don't know these things.
You're supposed to know these things when you're a king, so very good. And our trackers lively dropping the swallow facts in chat.
That swallow has a cheat code. Is that the Konami code? Alright, so we're always going to check out the character first.
Do we have a moon word?
We do not.
We're like taking the serpent. Oh. You do what I think you're doing. I think Warland's gonna take that, then maybe take the Black Chocobo to Twin Harp.
That looks like exactly what he's doing. Okay.
And we got some swag on Warling's side.
We've seen Dwarf twice. I don't think anything came from it, though. You're wrong.
We've had one first clear Dwarf. The Rat Tail was from the Warp Glitch.
Okay. Oh, okay. Orling forgot to turn off encounters and ended up getting killed because his only character up had metal on.
Oh no. Okay. We've done our swag. That's.
It was a good attempt, but unfortunately, when you're swagging, you have to remember that all of your settings are actually what you want them to be, and whoops.
All right, show of hands here. Who else has forgotten to turn encounters back off after doing something?
Especially if it's D money on the giant, and then all of your characters are like at nothing, and you have an encounter.
Yep, done exactly that.
Especially when the can't run flag is on. That's a real fun time.
It's a mistake you make exactly once.
Most of us make the mistake more than once, I'm sorry.
In a 24-hour period.
Ah.
Because usually you have to make that mistake, you're not playing for Enterprise for another 24 hours.
I only try to play one seat a day. I'm not sure where all this time comes in from, but, commentaries on life. Cube Tree has found our turtle.
And fortunately, like almost everything else, turtles are weak to getting hit by a large holy sword.
Yep, although in this case, it's managed to get a couple remedies, so, who's out of MP? That's causing a bit of a problem.
Yeah, our mages are out of gas.
Butcher should have filled up in Albuquerque before he made that turn. Alright, but gets to the turtle
continuing
anyway.
Continuing our giant crossover from earlier.
Look at Key. Not really all that exciting unless there's exactly a D-Knight or a Wyvern sitting down there. Warlink? What are you doing?
Fighting some orbs.
Yeah, what's the whole running around the die thing?
Letting the music play.
Ah.
Warlake's getting the swag in where possible. I approve.
Alright, so there's Nutri check this Luca key to see if there's a sneaky boss hiding down there in a place we don't have to check because you've already got the key item from the Dwarf Castle.
It's a minute check to get down there. It's a relatively easy fight. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Fu for Cure 4, which in case that D-Knight is down there, because it'll be very fast, and it hurts a bit down there.
Oh, sorry, Dwarf Castle reward today was just a ninja sword.
The Edge, who is so far not shown up in the seed.
We know where Edge is.
Yes, but knowing where he is isn't any good if you can't get him up. Well, he's going back to the D-Mist.
And gonna come back when you got firepower for this. Looks like Tybalt is moonward bound.
And Nutri gets the Womp Womp of there being a Bahamut summon from Sheila 2. Great and a lot of other seeds, and this one, it's just vendor trash.
Really good vendor trash, though.
Yeah, although an hour into the seed, you're probably not looking to buy anything at this point.
You never have too much alcohol.
Sure, I'll go with that. The round table needs lots of wine.
Of course. What do you think fuels that dance routine?
I thought it was going to be some sort of like magic spell from the lady of the table, just because she likes to play lots of games with holy swords and lakes and all sorts of stuff like that.
We do know that sitting in a lake holding out swords is not a valid form of governance.
Like is thinking about it. We'll go back for the food. And Tibble's going to check out Cave Value. And Nutri will be doing the same thing, right behind.
You know, Warlink grabbing the Fu Alakazam, done with Dwarf Castle.
Being attacked by a mop seems like it's very Monty Python-esque.
It does. Although, an animated mop is closer to Fantasia than Monty Python.
It could be the mop that says moo.
Good.
A bit of a mislanding there from Tybalt.
Tybalt. What was that?
This is just a pair of Baron Guards. Tybalt reset out of that. Nutri will take it.
We have stone.
Yep, we do have stone. And I can understand why Tybalt faded this, because you have access to most of the boss locations in the game, but there are still 3 that we don't.
I don't hate this. It's a free fight. Case Summon is on. This could be your Adamant Rock.
Could be the Adamant Rock, or it could be your access to one of the bosses through either the hook route or the tower key.
Oh, we're using Fatal just to get a life glitch.
I think it's a good way to put a grind into the Monty Python thing here, but I'm not coming up with anything right now. Defense Sword is all it was at the cave value, so cave value is not having the value tonight. And the guards are being sacked.
And those responsible for sacking the guards were also sacked.
Well, Harump is doing a lot of sacking tonight. Let's face that. So, anyways,
Also, I've been thinking about this. Do we have a Giant Edward? Or it's either Giant or Hook Rat, I believe, is the only 2 spots left.
Yes, those are the only 2 spots that we don't have access to, or haven't seen. I know I called out Giant Eddie way back about an hour plus ago. It'd be kind of funny if that turns out to be the case. And especially if it turns out that either Wyvern or D-Knight is in that Giant.
Wyvern at Giant 1 just to be annoying.
Well, the hook has to be somewhere.
I know we have Witchburn, so it wouldn't be a Mega Nuke coming at you with Giant 1, but those nukes still hurt.
I'd like the Mass Confuse option where Cecil gets, mind controlled and then just starts wailing down the party. We saw that a couple times on the last tournament setting, I think.
Let's see, during practice for that tournament, I had Rydia Blarg my party a few times.
Well, that's always a fun time. We have Dark Elf sitting at the, it was the Masamune altar. Murasame, on the other hand, from Noob Tree, is your Karate Man.
I would take this fight in Noob Tree's case.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to take that long. You have to get through 2 kicks, and then Cecil will insta-win the fight.
Yeah, I agree with taking this. Yes, you're face checked for bosses, but you still have a key item or 2 that you might want, and you take free fights are fine to take.
It's just a dupe Crystal Sword.
We can throw that one in the trash.
Actually, we're going to be really nice, and we're going to resurrect the boss and give him the Crystal Sword back.
I don't want this. You take it. Also,
yeah, so the King's Moon is back in the stone.
This moon is very haunted, at least boss-wise. So, about that giant.
It's getting more likely. So Noob Tree and Tybalt have both reset out and are going to be going to try different checks they haven't already seen. Our tracker, Step Lively, is telling us there's only 4 spots left. Giant. Actually, that's 5
spots.
The giant.
Fine, sir.
Book 1, Lucre Tower Key. Yes, Giant has 2 bosses, regardless of what anyone might think about the second spot there. Tibble will find out the bad news that, yep, this moon is really just not the place to be today.
Now, what could also be fun is if the hook is up here, and you've got Edward on the hook route and one of the bosses at hook 1, you do have to come back up here and clear the moon out.
That is certainly possible, because, yeah, I mean, moon is on, so I mean, there's always the chance that one of these fated spots is going to have something. And lands in its natural home on the moon, and Nutri's going to take this because 2 get him shots. Dibble has decided it's time to giant it up. The best case for Tibble would be there's a D-Knight here, there's a Wyvern here, there's an Eddie here. That would be 3 for the price of 1.
How would we compromise on this step? 2 on the giant, or 2 key items on the giant, 2 key items on, or 2 objectives on the giant, 2 objectives behind the hook, so they still have to go back to the moon.
Oh, that would be rude. Party bow.
Because you could have hook guarding the hook, and then the rat tail turn, it could be your adamant rock.
It could. All sorts of rude possibilities still going on here for our runners. Tibble looks like he's looking for the trap chest here on the giant. Found it. It's vanilla spot. Our tracker wants it all to be in the giant here. All right, moment of truth. What is here at the first spot in the giant?
Noah's Wyvern. TK Seer is too kind.
It's actually neither of those 2 things. This is a Leviathan. Which is not terrible to see here, really. It's not going to be all that difficult compared to something that could be here.
While the Ice 2s here aren't the most powerful, they're still going to come out.
It looks like Nutri got the tower key from the ribbon room, was it?
Yep, that was a ribbon room.
Okay, so that's one of our potential boss locations.
And
online.
that's the hook in the Fey March.
Ooh.
Alakazam trainer getting what could be a huge pull out of that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. The Fey March has been faded the whole time, which a lot of seeds, every time I see them take the Fey March, it seems to be they're both zonks, but this might be something.
Yeah, heads up. You have a crystal sword. That Mylon Z is down in 4 swings.
Indeed. Nutri will take the Dark Elf down here, and the Masamune altar.
Speaking of things that just implode if you point a crystal sword at them.
Most things will implode if you point a crystal sword at them. I mean, that's just kind of the way it's going to go.
Yeah, there's a difference between swinging for 3,000 to 4,000 and what's going to about to happen to this dark elf.
Yes. Meanwhile, Fu is now a pig, so that's going to take his casting out offline for a moment.
Throw a heal pot at him; he'll get better.
The joys of medieval medicine. Just throw the potions at people. Works by osmosis. There's a sand ruby in the right tail turn in the Adamant Caves. That's how you get your edge in the seed if you want him, but
A little bit late.
Not the Eddie we're looking for, and really at this point, yeah, we're not gonna. Okay, J-Brun got turned into a newt somehow? Okay. Oop Tree's gonna take on some luggage. It seems like something that the Frenchman on the castle would have just thrown overboard trying to derail the party.
I'm not sure what's French for robot.
It's their version of a Trojan horse.
Oh, it actually is just robot. So, Fishy le robot.
It reminds me of when the Frenchman was like, yes, the French word for Walkman is Walkman. Okay. Alright, Tybalt is through that Leviathan, and was going to hope that the second spot pays off better than the first one did. Alakazam is going to find there's just an edge in the bed, and it looks like we'll wake him up.
I'm sorry, J-Brun. I got banned from speaking outrageous accents after playing Monty Python Flux.
I have Monty Python Flux, actually. That sounds like it could be fun. Ooh, okay,
Well,
there's a midnight.
it was more singing the Lumberjack song in an outrageous accent.
It's fine. Okay, Fu will survive, so this is all game, set, and match.
Though we've got one in the Giant, do we get a second, or are we something for that hook for Edward? Lord Gruber, we have certainly seen the Ministry of Silly Flying Techniques in play, or at least the Ministry of Silly Landings.
Look, nobody needs to learn how to land. Yeah, the bard is here.
We get a hard required Giant.
A funny question will be, is that tower key hard required? Because it could, in theory, have both the Wyvern and the Adamant Rock, which we still haven't found.
If it is hard required, that is great for Noob Tree.
And it is terrible for Tybalt, because Tybalt would have to go back to the moon to find it. Is Troya canonically Castle Anthrax?
Yeah, there's certain jokes I've been avoiding for reasons, and that's one of them.
Okay, so Noob Tree is done with his moon. He's gonna go right to the giant, which we know is a required play. That will also delay us finding out what is behind this tower key.
Actually, looking at the key items we found,
Mm-hmm.
I think the tower key has to be the adamant rock.
I think it actually has to be the hook, wouldn't it have to be? Because it's...
No, the hook is in the
that's right.
game arch.
That's right. I forgot. We already found it. Is there anything else left?
No. Oh, the spoon.
Yeah. Okay. Where would the spoon be then? What else have we not done?
So tower key and what are the key item check have we not done? Spoon is crystal sword altar. So yeah, I think the adamant rock has to be behind that tower key. It's between our 4 runners, and a testament of how good these 4 runners are. Between the 4 of them, we have cleared everything else out.
Yeah, and Tibblehink was just going boss hunting here by taking the food check in the package. He already had food, so there's no other reason to do this other than seeing what's here. And we'll reset. Orlink is going to try to dive into the Luca Cave to see if there is possibly a wyvern sitting down here.
And Tybalt's going to check off the tower next. We'll probably reset immediately upon seeing... Basically, Tybalt's playing Sparkle or not Sparkle with these bosses.
Unfortunately, I think this has the Luca key, doesn't it?
It does.
So if Warlink on our screen below him happens to find the Sparkle down here, it's very bad for Tibble if he fades the top tower here. Alright, drumroll please. The boss down here in the sealed cave is... the wrong dragon!
Wrong blarg.
Oh.
So we're down. So Wyvern is winning this game of hide and seek.
Yes, I think the hook rod is the last on the tower.
Hook rod and super cannon room are all that's left.
I love 34 out of 34 seeds, don't you? Orlink is taking an egg. But we'll take the turtle up here on the top of...
Yeah, I think...
or Babel.
Oh, Tybalt's out of face check, so now knows he needs another key item.
That's a bad feeling when you try to play that strategy, it doesn't end up working out.
Honestly, with Tybalt was down to 1, 2, 3, 4 bosses he couldn't access. Face checking is perfectly good there. It just did not work this seed.
Yeah, I was just saying, when you take that strategy and it doesn't work, you feel kind of bad. And I'm sure he's going to probably take this Luca key and is going to face check it now, which is also not going to pay out.
But you have to decide when you're going to make a play like that. And I think with 4 spots unavailable to you, it's a perfectly fine play.
It is. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying how it feels.
Oh yeah, I know how bad it feels. I played GZ5.
Yeah, I was part of that too. I know I lost a race because I forgot to check out Hobbs. Brilliant play there.
I feel on that one, dude. Mine was Mist Cave.
Ah, yes. Joys of boss hunts, where one mischeck can derail your whole seed. And Tybalt will dive the Steel Cave with that loop key in hand.
On Nutri's side, Nutri has all the HP, so BKC not going to be dropping anyone here.
Well,
Although,
you spoke a little too soon there.
fine, everything's fine.
That was closer than it needed to be.
Look, that's 114 more HP than needed.
Just goes to show you can't kill a Rumpf.
Yeah. Exactly, as Steph is pointing, as our tracker Steph Lively is pointing out, the only HP that matters is the last one. And I would like to give a huge shout out to Steph Lively, doing the tracking for us tonight, pushing all the buttons, and the series makes push all the buttons. And a shout out to our recent worker for rolling this absolute gem of a seed. Just well done.
So apparently my reverse commentator curse attempt by told Harumph good luck rolling the seed didn't work out for the runners. It did work out very well for us, though.
I'd like to give a shout out to you, to my co-commentator Guerin as well. This has been a blast.
It's always good trying the meme seeds.
Hey, Tybalt's going to see the incorrect blarg down here and realizes there's a trip to the March of the Moon in his very near future.
Will he do the Fey March first? No, it probably has to be the Fey March, considering the Moon Fade play is already gone, so.
Also, you're already on Blue Planet. You do the March. Noob Tree's going to follow what came from the Moon. A very good play. You know, you check the Moon for key items, you follow the key items you found up there.
Yeah, plus, I mean, considering that so little left, it's like, you know, there is the Fey March, but you got the Tower Key, so check it first.
And if we see a sparkle in the room, well, this will tell us where Wyvern is.
That's true. I think we've seen all the other 4 sparkles, right?
Also, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is, I believe, going to end it for Noob Tree regardless.
Well, there is a sparkle here.
I think it has to be Wyvern. I think we've seen all the others. And there's our bird hanging out in the cannon
Ding.
room.
Won't even show us what the Witchburn is. Ah, Noob Tree. And GG's to Noob Tree.
And as a Noob Tree finishing first overall in this race. Very well done. This was we have had 11 racers race the type, the 4 on Big 4 Racer and 7 others. Yeah, getting through the Ordeals first try, getting through Baron first try, getting the Crystal Sword early, and full checking the Moon. Exactly the right play this seed.
Yeah, the value of that early Crystal Sword can't be overstated, because every minute you've got that and your opponents don't, that's just really making those fights a lot quicker.
And we now know that tower key in the ribbon room is hard required, because we've seen every other key item check, so we know that had to be the Adamant Rock.
Yeah, we'll probably see it on the spoiler log down here on Noob Tree side in just a moment, but I think that's got to be right.
Yeah, making a play at that Antlion, a play that honestly a lot of runners, myself included, would have faded.
And as Tybalt did actually fade when he saw it. But that's rando gonna rando. You take your chances, and sometimes it pays out, and sometimes it doesn't.
And we're joined by tonight's winner, Noob Tree. How you doing, Noob Tree?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, agree myself. GG's on the race.
Thank you. That was a fun one. It was kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw almost every boss check that was possible out there.
Yeah, that kind of happens whenever you want to stay away from DKC at the Giant, and then it turns out to be DKC at the Giant. So
And it hard required DKC at the Giant because Eddie was hiding behind him.
yeah, that I actually did the whole fist pump thing as soon as I saw Eddie. I was like, yes, that was worth it. Especially with Sid having the 100 HP left at the end of it, my heart was beating. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Yes, one thing Sid is good for, lots of HP.
Yeah, that definitely worth getting those levels and keeping some of them. I didn't want to keep all of the levels whenever I was doing all the checks on the moon because it was kind of part face check, part key item check at that point. I just wanted to see what I could get, and it was just zonk after zonk until I got the tower key in Ribbon Room. That turned out to be worth it.
That's what I was going to ask about next. That tower key play was pivotal to the seed. What were your thought process in taking that antlion?
I was like, I was thinking, it's worth the experience points for one, in case I do come up against a DKC in a rough spot, and two, there's 2 key item checks here. Worst case scenario, I'm ready for big damage somewhere down the line. Best case, I get something that leads to a good place that I need to be, and honestly, it was the best case scenario. I'm glad I didn't dip out right away, because I think I would have chased that tower key first and skipped Giant, which probably would have put me a little bit behind schedule there.
Not as much as you think. I don't know if it's shown up in your scroll yet, but we're almost certain the Adamant Rock would have been your reward for that Super Cannon room.
Oh, really? Yeah,
because we've seen everything else.
Yeah, I saw that the hook was. I was banking on it being the hook just in case.
The hook was actually the Fey March, but.
Yeah, I saw that one come up on the Mylon Z and the Fey March. But yeah, they gave us a magma key really early, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go off the beaten path. Let me just dip around here with DKC and Sid for a while, see what we can find out. And seeing that there was a sparkle there, I was like, ooh, maybe it's early wyvern here. I can maybe do some reflect stuff, and it was pale dim. But still a lot of good stuff, a lot of good looting underground. Oh, here we go. What did we get from wyvern? Adamant. Okay.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, it's the only cannon we hadn't seen.
But yeah, did anybody do the Fabul or the Gauntlet down in Antlion? Because I straight up did not want any part of that.
I think everyone did it other than you, and it turned out it did not pay off at all.
Okay. Yeah. With what I had at the time, I was thinking, I have some J items that I just used. I could have used for them, so I'll come back later if I have someone with Quake. And then it never felt like it was worth it to go back down there. And luckily for me, that was the right call. And I very rarely make that kind of call. I usually always do Antlion early on. So this one was a new little divot for me, and I'm glad it worked out.
Our tracker Step Lively reminding us that it was just you just found a stick on the ground after the fight. It was just a lunar staff.
Now, you know what? 6-year-old me would love to find a stick on the ground and as a reward. So, GG's to the lunar staff.
I think that's a reference to the age when this thing first came out, roughly.
Roughly, pretty much. I do have a birthday coming up, and I'll be 36. And I believe this game came out in 92?
91, I think, 91. But yeah.
Okay, so I was 4, so close enough. My math is getting bad as I age, but pretty much that's what I was going for. Kind of a little inside joke with my friends that are watching.
All right, well, enjoy your 30s while you still got them, right?
Absolutely. I do want to say thank you, Restream team, NG Dave, Guerin, Step Lively, Harumph. All of you did an amazing job on this. I can't wait to watch it back. All the other runners, GG's. This was a fun seed to go all over the place in, and yeah, every one of you have a wonderful night, and stay safe.
Have yourself a great night.
Well, thank you again, GG. So, interestingly enough, no one else on stream actually even has the tower key yet, because everyone is fading the Antlion. So, it might be a while if we get another finisher here.
I do not blame anyone who fades that. That's a fight that, like, 42,000 HP of that thing countering you. not something not something a lot of people want to deal with.
Well, this is true, but
So, you want to know what the worst part about everyone staying on that line until the end is?
what's that?
We're never gonna find out what the Supersmith was.
That is very likely the case. We have had a second place finisher on the off stream. Pirelli has finished second at 132.20 roughly. GG to Pirelli.
And Warlink is making the play that we know is required. Going to take this antlion.
Yeah, it looks like Tybalt is also on the same wavelength because is also going down into this Cave Bahamut.
And Tybalt is now fully aware the answer is. Tybalt is fully aware the answer is behind this tower key. It's just a question of where.
Yeah, if the giant is skipped, I mean, that is possible, I suppose.
Alakazam about to show us what's on. We're about to head down Hook Route.
We know that Magus Sisters is the second fight from when it was on Tybalt's stream earlier, and there's a Tele down here. I don't know, we haven't seen boss-wise for Hook 1, but...
And this will immediately tip Alakazam off if you want Eddie go to the giant.
Tybalt... Okay, what happened here?
I think Tybalt's last save was on the blue planet and reset out of the guards fight. So,
Oh, okay.
not too much of a loss there because you just lost the K value fight and the flight back up. You'll live. So the question I have right now is: does Tybalt have a siren in his inventory? Because I think we may be seeing a side trip on the moon.
Okay, so Warlink is saving. And let's see if we get a... I think a save scum, it looks like, though.
I don't think you save scum the tower key. We know its value. I don't think it's the correct play.
Yeah, and this is because Warlink does not have the hook. So if the hook is up here...
Right.
Yeah.
You still have gaining key items. You have bosses to face check. You're up here already. You finish checking this first. I think Warlink's making the correct play.
Yeah, for where he is, this is correct. It's just a shame he did not take the Fey March earlier, because that is where he would have found the hook and that could have eliminated the rest of the moon.
Hey, no need to apologize, Noob Tree. You take care of yourself. That's one of the primary rules here.
Yes. Also, when nature calls, don't ignore it. I actually had somebody at a party once was too polite to get out of a conversation with someone, and yeah, didn't go well for them.
Alakazam going to take on this turtle most likely and find the Luca key.
Yep, and definitely we will not describe any of these sorts of things. That'll be for free Enterprise After Dark, which is not being restreamed anytime soon.
Yeah, we've been told we're not firing up the Ocho anytime soon, unfortunately.
We get 1 day a year for that.
April Fools or Halloween?
Yes. Actually, it's really June 31st. We just don't advertise the fact very well.
Ah. Is that the day right before March starts?
It's some sort of Canadian thing to try and get an extra day out of their holiday on the 1st of July. It's actually probably one of the worst weekends because Canadian's division has the holiday on the 1st, we have it on the 4th, and nobody works the 2nd or 3rd because reasons.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate both days. Yep, Tybalt's got a siren. We know what's coming next.
Harvey, get ready to dump Tybalt's stream just in case. Real Thanksgiving is just a bank holiday to me, thank you very much. Already gotten the notices about how we have to send things at what times to avoid it.
Oh no, life glitch on the wrong target. We're not getting an extra shot at shutting down for Enterprise. Yeah, Guerin, do you have any idea why Tybalt will be doing this?
I don't know the full backstory, so maybe you should explain this to the audience.
So, in Videla, we have these pink puffs can drop a tail. Because the pink tail is considered a key item for Enterprise, these instead it directly drop the adamant armor.
Does it work if the no adamant seed flag is on?
It most certainly does.
Aha. In that case, I'm rooting for Team Pink Puff to just annihilate this party if it's possible, but not looking good.
Well, the pink puffs are getting less and less attacks as Cecil starts making angry paladin noises at them. And as we're getting near the end of the fight, remember if the music doesn't start fading out with the screen, there was a drop. And no luck on any drops today.
Alright, the community is saved.
We actually have seen that drop, the adamant armor drop, happen on a restream.
Yes.
The problem is it was an RPG limit break.
Yes, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it does count because we do not have access to their shiny red self-destruct button.
Well, that's because Possum ate the button. I mean, you know.
Buttons are delicious.
It'll probably be our excuse if this ever does happen on stream. It's like, sorry, Possum ate the button. Can't do it. And Tybalt is about to find the answer.
Alakazam up to the moon, probably gonna start clearing. having cleared everything possible on the blue planet. So Alakazam Trainer knows the answer is up here on the moon somewhere. And now knows the giant has Edward.
Yep. All these fights are ongoing. Just want to call out a few more finishers off stream. We had Coffee and Chocobos in third, 136.58. Scarcer fourth, with a time of 137.20, and Scythe Marshall in fifth with a time of 137.41.
GG's to all of them.
Yes, this is a fairly spicy seed for the community race.
Yeah, hard required Ribbon Room, hard required Giant.
Very hard required Baron Castle.
Yeah, that Baron Castle was gating. That Baron was gating 7 objectives.
And it could have been 8. Oh well.
Oh wait. Yeah, it was gating 7. It was gating everything but Dwarf Castle.
Yeah, only because that was... Well, actually, if you think about it, Brad McKee came from Baron.
Sure, if you want to count the starting key item.
Why not? It'll give us an 8 out of 8.
Fair. But we had Officer at the Canouts spot. We had Goldbaz in the basement. We got the Legend Sword from there. We got Darkness, which gated DKC, Wyvern, Edward, and the other half of Forge.
Yep, so Baron had everything this time around, which I guess makes sense because I guess Baron would be your closest analog to Camelot in this game.
Yeah, so Camelot sent us out into the world.
Only to have us come home again.
Unfortunately, none of these castles were models today. I guess Dwarf Castle's one we could have faded, so Dwarf Castle would have been it's only a model.
And Tipple is going to breathe a sigh of relief. This is the answer. Finally.
Tipple's gonna let. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, we had Avendra. We're not going to see it. But once again, not being a man of the people, trying to destroy the stream, and also just not showing us what the Witch Burn is. Boo.
I blame Cecil.
GG.
And Ryoto finishing just in front of Tybalt in 6th place at a time of 146.53.
And it looks like we will be having Tybalt join us shortly. And there's the ding. GG.
GG's.
So how do you like your hard required moons?
Yeah, I mean, 34 out of 34. Every boss bot checked.
And the only reason it wasn't every key item spot was because they won the seed after you got the cannon down.
Where was the adamant?
Super
Behind that cannon.
Are you serious?
We're serious.
Hard required.
Did you really take that antline early on, though?
That's how Noob Tree finished in first. Noob Tree full cleared the moon first trip up there.
I mean, yeah, you've got the food. I mean, if you bought extra ethers, like, okay, if you did... I mean, you did top down, yeah, you got the crystal sword. If you cleared Evelyn and there was a holy sword in there, okay. Like, that ant line is just nasty.
Had the early crystal sword, though. You did Evelyn very early.
Yeah, if Evelyn had a holy sword, I knew that was going to burn me.
And
yeah, there was one in there.
Yeah. And that royally burned me. Because I decided to go more unorthodox this one. Like, you're looking for bosses, cool information is what you really want to have. So start with Magma Key. Let's go bonk yang. I've got Sid. I can take on whatever's that's sitting at Fabul and get a free heal. Let's just do that. It's two key items there at that point. Of course, it was Vanilla Pan, which I'm like, I don't want to go down and just turn this in. I'll route it back in later.
Hey, you didn't lose much by not turning it in immediately.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like Warlink's gonna do Super Candy Room before Giants, so we're gonna get to see what that forges.
Oh, that giant! Like I was seeing the times, and especially with the runners that are in here. I mean, you've got some of the top high tier runners like Coffee and Chocobo, Pyre. I know myself, I can't beat them in just a straight race. I have to do something of a gamble. I have to go off the beaten path to even have a chance of beating them. And as the scene went on, I'm like, what's the worst spots possible these bosses could be at? Giant, Luca, Package. And after checking the moon spots, like, I'll go to the Giant. Like, it's two bosses and a character.
No, that's a perfectly good play, especially, well, since you hadn't seen Edward yet.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, like, Edward was either Sand Ruby or Hook Route. Like, one of my very few character checks.
Oh, you hadn't peeked the Sand Ruby yet?
No, I hadn't peeked the Sand Ruby yet.
Yeah, that was just an edge, so.
Yeah, by the time I got the Sand Ruby, I really didn't care.
That edge would have been fantastic early because you had all the Hanzo.
Oh, yeah, all the Hanzo, Mura, Masa, just everything. And a bunch of dark. Like, I wanted the edge. However, I did not have the edge this scene. Somebody else did.
And if you're looking, you can see Alakazam has an edge.
Yeah.
And you see Warlink just got the Adamant Rock, and we're going to get to see what Forge was together.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. Like, Cecil's got some pretty good Forge drops out there.
I think, obviously, you're looking for Lightbringer, but with Sid in the party, I wouldn't mind Gigant Axe.
Well, even with Kane.
Or Sid or Kane, both of them would love that Gigant Axe.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, I think Gigant Axe is more power spike than Lightbringer, if you already have the crystal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you've got an Avenger, it's way more of a power spike because you just Avenge your Kane and you pass the axe over to Sid. I mean, you're not fighting Z, but...
You love to see it.
That
is a very Arthurian drop. And given what we're doing, I love it.
I mean, when I saw that DKC at that CPU and then I saw the Albert, I'm like, oh man, everybody hates doing the giant early. This is gonna catch me up time to do the early wipes to Odin. Like, I might have a chance here. And then I see people finishing, I'm like, what did I go wrong?
Well, when Antline's in its native spot, it's got to have something, right?
Yeah, as I was going to the moon, like, I knew I should have cleared some of these spots of the moon, so I went with the easiest fights possible at that time. You know, like, you had Blue Guards right at the top. I had two coffins. So that's quick, fast, let's go. And then karate, you get the ouch. And I was like, Plank takes forever, Luge takes forever, Dark Elf takes forever.
Well, with the Crystal Sword, not really if you had one.
Right. Crystal Sword for Dark Elf, right. At that point, it's like, I can get 2 key items from Antlion. I've got Power Overwhelming. Let's just get this 2 key item check out of the way. And I knew at that point, I was like, either Tower Key or Adamant puts me in go mode. And, well, I get the Tower Key. Hey. Lo and behold, the Adamant was also behind a bunch of double required locations.
And then you have Baron Castle, which, couple required?
Yeah, I mean, Goldbaz, Kaipo Guards, Liberate. Goldbaz, or I mean,
Literally everything except Orf.
yeah, because Baron proper had Legend Sword. I don't remember what Goldbaz had. I just know he was an objective himself. Darkness. He had darkness. It's like everything went through Baron. I saw that Fu the package. I'm like, I could have had this Fu a lot sooner. But I mean, do you really want to spend 2 minutes to get a Fu when you have possibility of another Fu somewhere else?
That's perfectly reasonable. Like, the way you routed this made 100% sense. It just... Rando decided it was going to Rando.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna random. Like, I felt like I routed it fairly. I mean, early game probably was the oddball, but again, like I said, with the high tier runners that are in this race, I know I have to do something to give me an edge. And going off the beaten path and doing things a little bit different may give me that edge.
I mean, if you really want the edge so badly, go find a Sand Ruby.
Well, yeah. So, not going straight to Eblin, I figured I could probably spike, if there's a Quack Kid, I at least want to be able to maybe find some Sirens to get me some early levels on them. Something like that. And then once I saw I had an Avenger, and I'm like, hey, I need Cecil now.
You weren't finding a Quack Kid this seed.
Oh, he was up. See,
No,
I didn't realize it was Sea Hero until I went to the Crystal Room.
Oh. No, this adventure is far too silly to bring children along.
I sat there and I'm like, okay, time to go take out this Crystal Room. And Cecil just walks up front. I'm like, oh, Sea Hero's on. Whoops. Even though it's in red lettering in front of me on my tracker, I completely missed it.
Yeah, and we didn't have the Rydia, Porum, or Palom in this seat either, so whoops.
Okay, I mean, read flags better. I gotta make a post note for that.
Yeah, we're going on a quest for the Grail. Would you bring a child along on that quest?
Yes.
I mean, they could be a newt on the quest, and they may get better. No, nothing.
I made that joke during the race when someone got piggied.
Yeah, this was a fun race to do. This was a lot of fun. Any other questions for me at all, or?
I think I'm all set.
I would like, thank you for being restreamed and putting on a great show.
Not a problem. I always enjoy running, the community or in some of the clubs and being restreamed. I mean, yeah, we do the race, but the show is mainly the comm. Just listen to you talk about it. Sometimes you can learn something between all the different runners.
On this case, if you listen, you're gonna hear a lot of Monty Python references for reasons.
Hey, you'll learn something, whether it's a Monty Python reference or not. I mean, I never specified it had to be about the game. Now, did I?
Also, we did see you attempt to shut down Free Enterprise again.
Well, of course. I mean, at that point, I'd seen the race room. I saw I was already going to be like 6th or 7th. I'm like, you know what? Let's do some pink puffs. I'm not getting first. Let's continue my reign of, I know I've lost, let's do pink puffs. GG's once again. I always enjoy watching these back, so we'll see all the shenanigans that are being told.
All right. GG, have a great night. Thanks for racing with us.
Not a problem. Have a good one. Bye.
See, while that was going on, Warlink did show us Caliburn, which, just Chef's kiss for that.
And is diving the hook route boss is going to find out very shortly this is not the answer. Also do want to shout out Rex Banner, who finished just under 2 hours at 1:59.23 in 8th place. GG.
Alakazam is on the Giant, so Alakazam's going to find the double very soon.
Indeed. And Lord Bob Bree just also locked in at 9th place. Again, just under 2 hours at 1:59.41. GG.
And GG's everyone running this. You were going for a walk throughout this seed.
Which makes sense. I mean, this is about the length of the movie, so I mean, we've done just about right. You've walked all over the world. And you've gotten insulted by a lot of French bosses.
And some Canadian, well, one Canadian boss was really doing some insulting early on.
Maybe it spoke French too.
More importantly, I'm fairly sure going down this moon, there was someone trailing behind this party banging coconuts together. Oh no, Alakazam! No, not like this!
Oh yeah, his little Avengron, right? Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately with that, you're not getting through that DKC in time. It's just gonna blast it too bad at that point.
So, Steph, have you figured out who was Sir not appearing in this seed? Madam not appearing? Oh, a Sir not appearing?
I don't think we saw a Sir at all.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little bit of sense. I don't think we saw Guinevere in the Monty Python film either, so...
Oh.
It is appropriate that the Queen is missing. And Alakazam is going to get through this DKC.
Meaning...
Eddie in a moment.
The Alakazam trainer just needs to go find the tower key.
Oh, there was something accidental about this noob tree. We were going for this from the start, I think.
Yeah, this was no accidentally. Go look at the name of the... Look at the name of the race. This was no accidental.
Alright, so Alakazam Trainer unfortunately does not have that tower key, so we'll have to go back to the ribbon room to get it before he can finish the seed.
Warlink just needs to get through this Leviathan and let 3 waves pass over because Yang has enough HP to just face tank it.
Yep, that's definitely true.
I think the 3 waves will cap at about 4,000 damage, but the extra XP from Leviathan will push him over that limit.
Yeah, Yang is one of our 2 characters with just boatloads of HP, along with Sid.
Alakazam Trainer may have not saved after finishing the Giant.
Oh no. Ugh.
Well, just missing the DKC fight, that's not that bad.
Well, that's true. When you're more than 2 hours into the seed, it's like that's just a little bit frustrating.
Very true.
Also, always be saving.
Yes, we have. Where'd my mouse go? we have this just for it. Steffi beat me to it because I couldn't find my cursor. That takes effort, and I forget where the capitalization is. Oh, really? I thought Twitch cared. I thought Twitch was case sensitive. Huh. But those shenanigans aside, Warlink's about to finish the seed as soon as DKC falls. Will not get the Edward.
Yes, but has to know that Edward is there by now because he has checked every other character spot in the seed, so. He'll get off one Cure 4 just to be safe, and can put the controller down at this point.
Yep, Kane and Yang both guaranteed to survive, as is Cecil.
Apparently just wants everybody to survive, though. I guess if you've been through this much, you know. Okay, well, Warlink is now finished, and it's time to call the cops because of all of the bosses that he has killed along the way.
I think one of those may have been the reporter.
Which boss is the reporter?
I don't know. I would. Well, if that report's a historian, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. I guess Goldbaz would be the best for the historian then in that case. Your history always needs some comedy with it.
That it does. I was trying to remember, yeah, it was the historian that gets killed early on in the movie, they get arrested for at the end.
Oh, which goes to show you, though, don't do history in the wild.
No, especially don't do history while it's being made. History has a tendency to consume all around it.
That film wasn't history being made, that was history being destroyed.
That too. But, GG, so Warlink finishing in 10th place overall. And Warlink will not be joining us as it's everyone's right.
Yep, so GG to Warlink.
After a 2-hour seed, my top priorities would be stretching and answering nature's call.
Or possibly going to play in the club race this week for the Survivor group. If he hasn't done that already, I haven't checked yet.
It looks like Alexander is going top down on this moon. We're going to see Plague. We'll probably see Lugate, then Antlion.
Yep, I mean, we may see everything here except for the Masamune altar at this point. I don't remember if he's done it or not, but...
And we see knock a character down, put up a veil, so Plague will be forced to cast. Will be forced to cast Count again.
I usually don't try to reflect the count on Plague, so whenever it actually works and it goes off on him, I'm always like, oh, I wasn't intending it, but thanks.
We have more than enough damage, so it's not going to matter. At this point, what you could do, if you weren't doing 6,000 to swing with Cecil, would you get a life on Fu, force... You need to get some slows on Plague after this. Actually, would you at this spot? Not really. This spot's not super fast.
Hmm.
And then Plague would eventually count itself out.
Yep. Unfortunately, even though Plague is down out for the count,
That Plague only had a spoon, and we have no spoon wielders.
yeah, because
Actually, Alexander does have a spoon wielder.
he does. So this might make that antline go a little bit faster.
Turns out fights are faster. We could just chop 10,000 HP off of him immediately.
It gives the whole new meaning to decimation.
And what you could do at this point is use that spoon as a face check dart, where you go to the first boss, toss the spoon immediately, it gives nothing, reset, get your spoon back.
Yes, that also works. Although if the Ribbon is the first check here, then there won't be any need to do that.
On this case, the spoon just gets lodged in probably the second phase. Or you just say no because you don't feel like dealing with it.
Even this late in the sea, it's like, nope, only if we have to.
You don't know what bosses are down here. Face checking for exactly Wyvern.
Exactly.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, just see what's down here. This makes sense.
So most likely we'll take the Dark Elf fight knowing you need another key item. I expect Alexander to take this one. No.
Okay. Hey, then wonder which one's gonna go for first.
So we might be starting from the top then. Yep.
All right, back to luggage. And rumor has it there might be a parrot in this luggage.
Is it an X-Parrot?
This must be an ex-Luge.
Is Luke... Okay, so is Luge pining for the fjords then?
Yes, and he has.
This Luge is no more. He has ceased to be.
And this robot has ceased to be too in a big way against Kane.
Yeah, you just dart everything here. If it's once you see it's not a key item, you just reset, get all those darts back.
Yep, Cecil will berserk with a wine before Luge does his little poison thing, which blocks out berserk if you're already. Will not be giving us poison stares. That's just one meme too many after a night when we've lost count how many memes have gone through tonight.
And you give us a body python thief seed, we're gonna do it right.
Sorry for the fact I can't speak in an accent like that for a whole 2 hours. Forget it. Just a rune axe. It is not resetting out though.
I would reset after that, get the spoon back so you could toss it at Antlion.
Yeah, I mean, the rune axe isn't needed here. There's no other boss.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's something to keep in mind. If the items you used in the fight are more valuable than the reward, Just reset. Get those items back.
I mean, the experience wasn't really needed here either, given where we are, so...
There is no shame in resetting after a boss fight.
No, I mean, it saves time if it turns out it's not anything useful.
Also, that lion had some sort of grudge against Kane.
Well, you know...
I'm not singing that Noob Tree because I don't want us to get DMCA'd.
And Alakazam does get the Antlion down. And we'll discover the tower key sitting here. And we'll exit out with this.
Yeah, that's another boss check. I think Alakazam has checked every single boss spot, so has to know that.
Well, doesn't necessarily, because I don't think he's checked Sheila at all. And we know
Sheila's
it's
not a boss
the
spot.
Well, that's true, but I mean, the pan's still outstanding. He doesn't necessarily know that the. Oh yeah, sorry, for the boss part, you're right.
Yeah. Alakazam doesn't care about the Adamant Rock. If Alakazam has checked every other boss spot, that means they know Wyvern has to be at the cannon room, and why wouldn't you just go end the seed?
Yes, from where we are now, yes. I'm just a little curious why Sheila was fated this long in the seed, though. I mean, it's like they could have had your Adamant all along. But, you know, we can always ask. What is the airspeed and velocity of a laden big whale? Do I take this one?
Blue Planet or Lunarian?
Boing! Nutriar winner has been kicked into the next seed at the bridge with the troll. And GG to Alakazam Trainer. That is the end. Woohoo!
GG's Alakazam. That was a seed.
It was. And once again, thank you to Harem for rolling this wonderful seed that had pretty much everybody going almost 34 or 34. And Steph Lively for tracking this throughout. And also to you, NG Dave, for being on the stream with me.
And thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for here at the end. A huge shout out to our forerunners, Tybalt, Alakazam, Warlink, and Noob Tree. They put on one heck of a show for us. We couldn't do this restream without them. And Alakazam has declined an interview. Again, perfectly reasonable. So we'll be heading over to visit Apex Corbin, who is currently running Tournament Prep League. Oh, clearly a potion party flag set from our previous tournament.
Yes, the Tournament Prep League is actually running a race Saturday at 8 p.m., which is a little bit of a different commentary than what you've
Yes.
seen tonight. That'll just be a commentator in the booth talking to the runners as they're running the seeds.
And they'll be running a mystery seed this time.
Yes, a mystery based on the Blue Moon flag set from our ZZ5 tournament, I think, right?
Correct. It's not necessarily based on that, just that's from I was used because we also had a Red Moon mystery, which is more difficult.
Yeah, Blue Moon wasn't a mystery in the sense of you didn't get the flags, but yeah, this was being run off of a different thing. So, anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. Then, so thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Free Enterprise Channel Prime for another community race of the same flag set.
And everyone, go say hi to Apex Orbit for us.